Hey guys, how you doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Forex update for the day, for Friday. So let's go over to those charts. Right, so Euro US dollar, you can see yesterday had a nice little pump up to our resistance line where it was subsequently rejected pretty hard. So that's obviously a doji candle, a reversal candle. So maybe we're at the end of this little bit of a push up we're having. So yeah, closing this today below this low of this candle will pretty much confirm we are carrying on moving down, being rejected by the 21 on the daily. And yeah, I mean, looking for the 200, would look for the 200 day realistically. Obviously we've got this horizontal support here as well, but we've kind of had our initial bounce, our weaker second bounce, and then I wouldn't expect us to get supported by it third time, but we'll have to see. Yeah, nothing TD wise on the daily or 12 hour. Again, the 12 hour just showing the same thing. And then the 4 hour, and nothing. I don't think there's anything TD wise the 4 hour even, no. So really, it's just looking like we had that move up. Obviously on the 4 hour, it doesn't look quite as bearish. This is why it's good to look at other time frames, because the daily candle is clearly a lot more bearish than this sort of 4 hour formation, which just looks like a high, a low, and a lower low at the moment. Obviously this is not a confirmed low, but yeah, I mean, you can clearly see on the daily it's a pretty bearish rejection candle. So it's always good to look at the time frame, different time frames, and that's why we do that. Cable on the daily, nothing TD wise on the daily, but looking like we are forming a bear flag, sorry, a bull flag. But obviously we are trading below this little doji here, but we'll see what happens. This is sort of the level we're looking at to break down to see more downside, but until we break down under here, I'd probably err on the side of we're going to at least come up to test this and decide what we're going to do when we get there. Nothing TD wise on the 12, on the daily or the 12 hour, and then the 4 hour. 4 hour, we've got 4 hour 9, and we are now trading below that sort of horizontal level. We can kind of see here. So yeah, I mean, this is an important level really. I think if we do lose this level, then yeah, I think we will come down at least to back test the top of this trend line here, if not here and if not here, but we'll see what happens there. Dollar index looking stronger today, back inside our triangle. We can probably adjust this triangle. Let's have a look at it on the daily. Oh, actually no, on the daily it's fine. So yeah, I mean, this is looking like this could break up to the upside. So what could that spell for the stock market? Potentially potentially some downside. So yeah, this is looking like a bullish, relatively bullish formation. Obviously we come off the back of this move down here that we obviously were looking for. But yeah, I mean, the dollar index has been relatively range bound, with obviously a bit of an upwards bias, ranged down more recently. So I mean, it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility for us to come back up and test it around the 100 level, maybe even higher, and then find an equilibrium around between 99 and 100. That will be like my more longer term macro read of that price action, at least anyway. Obviously I am fundamentally bearish of the dollar though, so that does fly in the face of that. But I mean, the price action, yeah, I mean, potential ascending triangle, we may want to move the top either maybe up to there, but yeah, either way we've got these low, higher low, and then higher low. Nothing TD wise on the 4 hour either. So right, euro pound daily, this is an asset we are looking to go up. Yeah, so we have came down yesterday, basically back testing this old resistance here as new support. So if we do bounce off this and go up, yeah, onwards and upwards. If we lose this, then yeah, I mean, I guess we're back in this range. We'll just extend this in this range, and we'll probably come back down to test the low end of that range. I believe we had was it a 12 hour, 4 hour 9? Yeah, so we've nearly got the 12 hour 9, nearly, but the candle's a bit, if this candle obviously has got plenty of, well, it's not got plenty of time, it's an 8 hour candle anyway. I'm looking at the wrong one. Look at the 12 hour. The 8 hour candle is not far off a 9. I guess we had this 9 on the 4 hour here, yeah, so this is kind of what we're looking at. And obviously we've got the 8 hour 9 coming in that we looked at, but yeah, so we could be looking at a bounce here. We are at support. We are coming and back testing, so I mean, this is looking like it would. If I had to guess, I would guess it's going to make a move up. But here's the level to break and close 4 hour candles above. Or realistically, we have been closing candles lower, but we've not made a move yet. So you could technically be in a short trade, but it's very fine margins there. Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, daily first. yeah, looking pretty constructive here. Looking pretty constructive. We've broken above this level that we had in. I'll just extend that along so we can see it. Broke above there. Now we are, well, yeah, making a move upwards. So I mean, I think we'd get up to here. That would be initial target. Yeah, you can see obviously a bit more clearly here. We've broken above here. A nice 9 there. 9, but obviously a lot of sideways really. So it wouldn't have been the best 9, but it did. Price went up nonetheless, even though the candle was a bearish looking candle. And then 4 hour, not really much to read on the 4 hour. Just looking like we are gonna probably find our way up to this resistance. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar on the daily. Yeah, still really waiting for a move for this. Still waiting for a move really. Let me just straighten this out a little bit. Still looking for a move. We've got this, I believe that'll be off the 4 hour. Yeah, so at the moment though, in a bit of a range. Yeah, well, so we had our move down from losing this level we're kind of looking at. And I believe we got this 4 hour 9 here. Yeah, that if we get back above here, potential move up maybe to there, but realistically this is looking pretty bearish. Even if we get, well, I mean, we could probably get a back tester here and then we maybe come down, or we could just come down from here. We'll see how that plays out, but yeah, relatively bearish looking chart. US dollar, New Zealand dollar. Zoom this in a bit. What's going on here? Bit of indecision. Sideways, very sideways market here. Haven't really got a read on that. We've got obviously these levels to break down and above, but they're not the biggest, most convincing ranges or potential moves. Nothing on the 12 hour either. But yeah, I believe, what did we have? Yeah, we had nearly had a 9 here. Well, it was a 9 and then pumped into a 1 candle, but now we're back below. So we're really not really going anywhere in this asset. So probably just one to avoid really until we start to get some direction. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Let's go to the daily. This is pretty similar really. Pretty similar, in a pretty similar tight range. Nothing really TD wise. We'll have nothing really TD wise to look at. Potential resistance. So I'll potentially be looking for, well, if we get a 4 hour 8 candle and we're still hanging around here, or even wicked above or pumped above a little bit, I'd maybe expecting a retrace down to the bottom. Euro dollar, Japanese yen. Daily first. Yeah, I mean, we've been getting pinned down by the 21 on the daily. Maybe we're going to come and test this 200. Maybe we're going to break it. Maybe we're going to bounce off it. There's not a lot to read in this. I mean, you can see where the moving average position and postures that there's not a real trend. We need trends really. We need trends to trade. We've got a trend line coming in here though that we're potentially at, so maybe we're gonna make some move. Have we got an entry on the 4 hour? Not really either. Yeah, I mean, just more sideways really. Maybe an upward bias based on this. Maybe an upward bias. I mean, we had the pump up, retrace, and maybe we're gonna carry on up a bit. US dollar, Canadian dollar. Yeah, not really much going on here. It's got to make a decision. That's a 2-day anyway. The daily, nothing on the daily. Nothing really on the 12 hour other than that 9 that we had near the top, which then did push us down. And yeah, I mean, we have got a 4 hour 9 coming up, but it's a sideways market, so it's not really going to help us that much. Aussie dollar, New Zealand. Aussie dollar, US dollar, that's the one. Yeah, looking constructive. This one is looking like we could make the move. Moving average is looking good. Regain the 21. If we get supported by the 20, get above this level here. Yeah, I'd expect this to kind of continue upwards. This one looking more bullish. Yeah, this one definitely looking more bullish. Nothing TD wise, but yeah, looking more bullish. Have we got anything on the 4 hour? 4 hour 9 that didn't really reject us, so that is inherently bullish. And then I think we got a 12 hour, well, 9 potential 12 hour coming up on Monday. Potentially at the resistance also, so maybe we will get sent back down then, but overall relatively bullish. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, daily. Again, these are the stock market charts, charts that basically just look like the stock market, the risk on risk off charts. Daily nothing TD wise, looking constructive. We're back above this level. Let's just straighten this line out. Yeah, looking constructive. Yeah, I'd expect us to potentially hold this 21, get the golden cross, and then potentially continue on upwards. From the chart perspective, obviously if stock markets crash, it's going to come down, but I mean, just looking at the charts, I've stopped looking into stopped looking into fundamentals for stock markets. What is the point? Yeah, this nicely dropped out the pennant in a bit of a range now, so really, I mean, I would be expecting it to come down to here and break this, but we'll see what happens. Mid-range at the moment, moving average, very bearish moving average posture. I would expect this really to get guided down by the 21. Daily, nothing TD wise. 4 hour, nothing really TD wise either. Yeah, I'm expecting this to get guided down. US dollar, Brazilian real, daily. So yeah, we lost the level. Yeah, I guess we're just going to play out this range for a bit, I'd expect. Nothing TD wise really to look at. Same on the 12 hour, nothing really. Obviously we got that 9 there, 12 hour 9, which did send us back down. And then the 4 hour, not really showing as much, just more looking like a back test. Maybe this is going to shape up to be a head and shoulder, inverted, a head and shoulders, and we are just going to slam down, which would be basically dollar bearish, which does tie into my macro thesis, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, this dropped the trend line, making progress to the downside. Daily, yeah, daily, I'd really expect us to at least come down to test. Oh god, right, we'll get rid of that because we got the move at losing this trend line, but obviously higher up. Go away. But yeah, I'll really be looking at a move down to here initially. So we'll leave that there for the time being. Straighten that line up a little bit. Yeah, I'll be looking for the move down to there. If you've got anything to do, anything to hold us up on the way, potentially something. Yeah, potential. We're potentially going to get held up on Monday. And we've got the 409 here, which you can see is holding us up a little bit. Maybe we're going to back test this trend line and then come down. Maybe. US dollar, Turkish lira. This is just much of a muchness, not really a lot. Just look at the range. Like, we can't really analyze that. We just got to wait for a breakout, and then this is a lot of pent up energy here. So we will potentially get a good move once we get out of here. Low vol leads to high vol, leads to low vol, leads to high vol, and etc. But yeah, that's it really. So remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I'll speak to you guys on the next one.